Have you ever noticed that people who talk the most about their money are usually the ones who lose it the fastest? There is a profound truth that most people never learn until it is too late. Not every blessing is meant to be announced to the world. Some gifts, especially financial ones, are given to be guarded in silence, rather than displayed in noise. In this year of 2026, the world has become louder and more envious than ever before. Social media and instant communication have made it tempting to show off every success. But this constant exposure is a dangerous trap. Silence is not just about hiding your assets, it is about divine protection. The world teaches you to show what you have to prove your worth to strangers. But wisdom teaches you something completely different. Real wealth does not need an audience. It needs a sanctuary. Today, we are exploring a spiritual and practical principle that separates those who build lasting prosperity from those who lose their blessings the moment they receive them. Many people destroy their own miracles by speaking too soon. If you understand this, you will protect your peace and your future better than any investment strategy ever could. Let us start with why silence is sacred. When opportunities start flowing and your bank account begins to grow, your first instinct should not be to announce it. It should be to guard it like a precious seed. A careless word can awaken eyes that were never meant to see your blessing. A premature celebration can invite negative energy and unnecessary drama into your sacred space. Think about a farmer planting seeds in the rich soil. Does he run through the village shouting that he planted a seed today? No, he works in silence and covers the seed with soil to protect it from the birds and the wind. He knows that exposed seeds get stolen and fragile shoots get trampled. Only when the harvest is full and the roots are deep does he share the fruits of his labor. There is an ancient teaching that says, deep rivers run silent while shallow streams make the most noise. When you are blessed financially, that blessing is like a deep well. Deep wells do not advertise their depth. They simply provide life-sustaining water. We have seen many people receive promotions, bonuses, or business breakthroughs, and the moment they broadcast it, problems emerge. Suddenly, distant relatives need loans. Friends become jealous, and coworkers might even try to sabotage your progress. This does not happen because the blessing was wrong, but because it was exposed before it was established. When money comes to you in 2026, your first move should be to thank the source in private. Let the blessing take root in gratitude before you let it branch into conversation. Give it time to settle and become unshakable. Silence is a sacred strategy that allows you to manage resources without the interference of outside opinions. God entrusts resources to those who can protect them, not just those who want to celebrate them. You must guard your blessing like you would guard a newborn child. Nothing that fragile and precious belongs in the noise of a crowded room. Protecting your wealth externally means nothing if you are not prepared internally. Wealth is a test of character, not a reward for being lucky. Money is a magnifying glass that shows the true state of your heart. Whatever was already inside you, whether it was humility or pride, generosity or greed, money makes it bigger and louder. If you were grateful when you had little, you will be generous when you have much. But if you were envious when you had nothing, you will be insufferable once you have something. Passing the test of prosperity is much harder than passing the test of poverty. When the bank account grows, many people stop praying as desperately, and their gratitude begins to fade. When comfort arrives, their dependence on higher wisdom often walks out the door. This is why we must remain grounded and remember that money is a responsibility, not a trophy. Every dollar you receive is a stewardship test to see if you can handle more. In the United States today, the data shows a startling reality about retirement. According to the Federal Reserve, the median household retirement savings for those approaching age 62 is only about $200,000. That is far below the $1 million mark that many experts suggest is necessary. Even more shocking is that only 1.8% of households have more than $2 million saved. Why are these numbers so low? It is often because people prioritize the appearance of wealth over the reality of it. They buy the new car, the bigger house, or the expensive vacations to show others they have arrived. By the time they reach their 60s, they realize they have traded their future security for temporary applause. To be above average, you do not need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent and quiet. A person who invests $500 a month consistently can far surpass the average retiree. But this requires the discipline to live below your means and the wisdom to keep your growth private. When you have reached a significant milestone, compounding begins to do the heavy lifting. A $1 million portfolio can grow by $100,000 in a single year just from market returns. That is more than many people earn from their full-time jobs. When your money starts earning more than you do, you have reached a tipping point. This is the moment when you must be the most silent. The temptation to show off is strongest when you first feel the power of your wealth. But this is exactly when you need to audit your relationships and keep your distance from noise. When your financial altitude increases, not everyone is allowed to fly at your new level. Some relationships that worked when you were struggling will become toxic when you are thriving. Your rise forces others to confront their own stagnation, and that discomfort often turns into envy. Some people will smile and congratulate you, but they carry soul-poisoning energy. They ask questions that sound like they care, but they are actually conducting surveillance on your assets. They offer advice that sounds wise, but it is designed to slow you down or pull you back to their level. Protect your peace like you protect your bank account, because peace is your most valuable asset. You can have millions in the bank, but if there is chaos in your soul, you are still poor. When you have peace, even modest wealth multiplies, because you make decisions from clarity instead of confusion. Knowing who belongs in your inner circle and who belongs at a distance is a holy art of separation. Love everyone, but be very selective about who gets to witness the details of your stewardship. In this modern era, we must understand that wealth is a responsibility, not a privilege. Readiness for wealth is not measured by how much you want it, but by what you will do with it. If God gave you 10 times what you have right now, would it make you a better person or a worse person? Would you serve more people, or would you just try to impress more people? The truly wealthy understand that they are managers of resources, not owners of them. This perspective changes how you spend, how you give, and how you live. The world teaches you to spend to be seen, to buy the watch that starts conversations and the car that turns heads. But the wise spend to make meaning and use money to touch souls without seeking recognition. When you give in secret, where nobody knows but you and the Creator, that is when heaven takes notice. Silent giving protects your heart from pride and keeps your motives pure. The moment you need credit for your generosity, it stops being a gift and becomes a transaction for your ego. Practice giving something significant this month and tell absolutely nobody about it. Watch how that act of silent obedience changes something deep within your spirit. It deepens your relationship with the divine in ways that public recognition never could. Wealth also requires the wisdom of growing in silence. You do not need to update the world on every financial move you make. Stop seeking validation for every blessing you receive. Let your growth happen in private, where it is protected from voices that do not understand your season. Silence is incubation, and what is incubating in you right now is too important to be rushed into the light. The people who are comfortable with your failure will always struggle with your success. So, stay low and stay quiet until your roots are so deep that no storm can uproot you. Real wealth always walks with humility. When the money arrives, excitement can quickly turn into carelessness. Many people lose their wealth not because the market crashed, but because they spoke too early and spent too quickly. True prosperity is spiritual, and it depends on how surrendered you remain to the one who gave it to you. Never forget the nights you spent praying for a breakthrough. The moment you think you earned it all by yourself is the moment you are in the greatest danger. A wealthy person who is not ready for abundance becomes a god in their own eyes, and gods do not pray. They only demand. To avoid this, make prayer your primary financial advisor. Before every major purchase or investment, pause and ask if this is the right path for these resources. Real wealth does not make you louder. It makes you wiser. It does not make you flashy. It makes you faithful. We must also learn the art of sacred waiting. Not every blessing is meant to be revealed immediately. Some fruit must ripen in the darkness before it can handle the direct sun. Joseph in the ancient stories had a dream as a teenager, but did not see it fulfilled for 13 years. David was anointed to be king as a boy, but did not sit on the throne until he was a man. The blessing was ready, but they were being prepared to carry the weight of it. If you are in a season of waiting, do not feel like you are being denied. You are being developed. The delay is protecting you from a level of success that your current character cannot yet sustain. Trust the timing of your life and let your blessing take root where it is hidden from envious eyes. Patience is the most aggressive form of faith because it says you trust the process more than your own timeline. Deep waters are always quiet, and deep rivers carry more life than loud creeks. As we move forward in 2026, commit yourself to being a person of quiet power. Let the quality of your life do the talking instead of your bank account. How do you treat those who can do nothing for you? How do you give when there is no applause? How do you stay grounded when everyone else is chasing status? The character you build while carrying wealth is the only thing that will transfer to the next generation. Buildings may crumble, and accounts may drain, but a legacy of wisdom is eternal. There is a simple prayer to keep in your heart every day. Ask that you never receive more than your humility can carry. Because if your blessings exceed your character, you will eventually lose yourself. No amount of money is worth that trade. Make humility a daily practice by serving others anonymously and staying close to those who have less. Let every financial increase be matched by a spiritual deepening. The people who stay wealthy are not the ones who made the most. They are the ones who stayed the most humble. When financial blessings come, the real test of abundance begins. When you had nothing, the challenge was simply to survive. But when you have options, you face temptations that did not exist before. Can you stay faithful when you no longer feel desperate? Can you remain disciplined when you have the power to be reckless? This is where the majority of people fail. They think getting the money was the hard part, but keeping your soul while managing the money is the true victory. Truly wealthy people are measured by what they do not show and what they do not need to prove. They carry wealth like they carry water. It is necessary and useful, but not something to be worshipped. Silence is your armor in this battle of 2026. It is proof that you trust the source of your blessings more than the applause of the crowd. When you can succeed without announcing it, you know the blessing has refined you instead of changing you. Every time you receive income, take a moment to acknowledge that it is a tool for a higher purpose. Listen for guidance on how to use it, and watch how it multiplies when you are willing to surrender control. True prosperity does not need an audience, it needs obedience. Real wealth does not shout, it serves. Those who keep their blessings long-term are those who protected them in sacred silence. Remember who the source is, and keep your heart soft and your mouth closed. Do not let the noise of celebration blur the purpose of your life. Every dollar is a test of whether you will stay grounded or get lost in the clouds of pride. The next time a blessing arrives, resist the urge to post it or talk about it. Nurture it in the quiet spaces of your life. Let the quality of your actions be your testimony. Kneel before you celebrate and pray before you spend. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a sacred strategy for a life of lasting impact. The truly wealthy have nothing to prove because they know exactly who they are and why they have been blessed. Walk in quiet confidence and stay wise in every step you take. Your peace is your prosperity, and your silence is your strength. Keep your vision clear and your spirit humble as you navigate this year and the years to come. Stay quiet, stay wise, and stay blessed.